Hey, yo, mate. Congrats on the first match win against Argonautas. That was good.
Thanks.
Really nice done. Also great to see the new Kev. How did you enjoy playing that one?
I didn't play the new cat. I
No, I know,
actually,
but the team did. That's for sure.
yeah, the team did. They did good with the new cat.
Hey,
Uh,
Fauss, welcome as well.
I'm just here to listen.
Yeah,
That's
sure,
it.
sure, sure. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Since my first death in the defense, I don't think I have right to talk about it.
Okay.
It was really a terrible death for me. I shouldn't have done that.
yeah, I was going literally. Fuck you, Faust.
Yeah, you were kind of hinting it at some point. Not gonna lie there.
Yeah, it was kind of scary on attack because we lost our first push.
Yeah.
I mean, it was oof,
Mhm.
a very bad wipe, and then we kind of managed to recover on the gate, and we managed to focus and get the right supply. I get flames out, and then I did like I don't know 60, 80 kills with the flames on
Yeah, that
B.
was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Mhm.
The team played well. Our comms was very messy like usual.
That's good. That's good.
I don't know. It was a big game for us, a big win.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really big win. I mean, we'll be going from the standings. They are all updated, so you can check them out on the challenge link. But like right now, from second to seventh place, it's only 4 points, or even better, second to sixth place, only 1 point. So Odin 6 points. Then yeah, but the White Series, Argonautas, and Pontguard all have 5 points.
Let me check.
It's just insane right now. You
Okay,
guys
so
couldn't have made it like any more exciting than this, basically.
I don't know how you saw the game, but it was pretty intense for us.
Oh yeah, it was really intense for
I
sure.
mean, the Argonauts definitely improved,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't expect them to wipe us on attack. To be honest, on first attack so hard. I don't know what happened. I really need to watch the replay. 'Cause, uh, you know, it was Easter for some of us, so
Yep.
uh, yeah,
Yeah, it can be rough for sure.
we are a bit tired.
Yeah, I get it. And also you were missing some players, I think, like Bubbles, for example, being there, and some others.
Yeah.
Bubbles,
That's no
not too bad. You
punish.
didn't have him, I think, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Finally, a match win without Bubbles as well. You can rub that in him.
Yeah,
Oh,
I bet Bubbles did
he-
fine if he played.
yeah, he's sitting in a Twitch chat already, so he's there. He's there.
Yeah, and by the way, on attack, our
Yeah.
second push, they kind of left our longbows to do whatever they want.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was insane.
Striker
On
did
Striker,
like
Yeah, we
yeah.
gave it.
100 kills with
Yeah,
them or
yeah, this
something.
round we noticed it.
I mean,
He already had 80 kills when I checked it out, and then the fight was still going on. So that was absolutely nuts. Yeah,
yeah, he said he did like over 1,000 leadership kills or something like that. It was,
insane.
I mean, that was a
Oh.
decisive
Yep.
moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that longbow unit, being able to go for that long was really good. Was the longbow something you picked specifically for the attack to counter like the new Kev? Because
No, we just picked one unit of longbow to have it.
yeah.
It's funny because actually in the second phase push, Striker wouldn't supposed to have longbows. He's supposed to have monks, but he took them and
Yeah.
he did great, man. I mean,
Yeah.
shit
Actually,
happens,
may
but
very well be the reason you won that game at the end.
yeah, yeah. Seriously, I
Yeah.
mean, we were doing terrible on attack
Mm-hmm.
on that point.
Yeah. Well, you managed to do it, and then you had to defend. And we were thinking before your second game that it looked very attack favored with the bands like
Yes.
Zicalian, really good from top of the wall. So like the Flamers was really hard to get those in position, I think. And then of course the Cav was just going to destroy any blob that you have. So how did you feel about the defense then?
Oof, the defense was rough because defense on this map is very tricky. It's very messy. And we managed to kind of deal with the first push, but second push they just gonna cut us like unprepared somehow. We give them a bit too much space there, and we had hard time to recover. But fortunately, I managed to call a retreat in time,
Mm-hmm.
We had better units. They ran out of specialist units because I think they used them all on the second push. We
Mhm.
killed some Zicalians, a lot of Zicalians on the second push. So they ran out of specialists. We still had like 2 flames, 1 Coco. So at
Mhm.
that point, we were like having a huge advantage. And we know only if we gonna do like really bad, we gonna lose that fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Sounds.
yeah, but GG Argonauts, I mean, was a nice game.
Yeah, definitely was a really good game to look at.
I mean, it was a game that we definitely needed to win.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you lost the game, then you would be sitting at the bottom right now with Endgegner, and then it would be really hard to get out of like bottom 3, I think. But right now, you're still fighting for second place, so it's pretty big difference.
For second place?
Yeah, you're fighting for second place right now. You're only 1 point away from being second place.
Yeah, but we still have a game with
No beaches
no
and
beaches
Endgame.
Yeah, yeah,
and
you
and
definitely got.
Gegner, yes.
All right, so let's take a look at the schedule. But yeah, you're right. It's a pretty rough schedule probably for you. So you got no beaches in 2 weeks because next week is another break. So no beaches, that will be hard. Of course, then apes, but apes is a free win. So you already got those points, which is why you're probably also almost second.
Yeah.
And then last round against Endgegner, and that one is going to be really important. Yeah. So if you can cheese out a point against no beaches and get the win against Endgegner, you should be staying in the middle of the pack most likely.
I mean, my my objective was to not go in rustic next
Yeah,
season.
exactly. So
So
you need a couple more points. Yep.
we're pretty happy. I mean, we're screaming with good teams. We
Mhm.
having nice games, and
Yep.
yeah, we really enjoying the tournament. So
Yeah, exactly. That's good to
we're
hear.
good. I mean, if we can get as high as possible, that's
Mhm.
fine to me.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, keep aiming higher. I mean, and I wouldn't mind if you take down the beaches in 2 weeks. So prep hard, I would say.
I don't know if that's possible, but yeah, we promise to try to put up a good fight
Yeah,
at least.
exactly. Keep trying, keep trying. Also, it will be on Cora Castle, so yeah, it can be a one-sided attack, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see, we'll see. But yeah, no beaches, very hard opponent. It's gonna be tricky to beat those guys for sure. We'll
Yeah,
see. All right.
yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Anything else you would like to drop before we close it out?
Uh, no, not really.
Okay. No beaches. What's the series coming for you in 2 weeks? Be prepared.
Yeah, we're looking forward for that game.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Thanks for joining. See you in a bit.
See ya,
Thank you,
take
guys.
care.
See you.
Yep,
See you.
See ya.
Cheers.
Whew. All right, Echoes. Time for us to close it down as well. So we basically went over the standings. We'll just do it slowly, and then I'll leave it to you to add something else as well. Let's see. All right, so standings for feudal, and then I'm gonna see if I can get the rustic ones as well. Might not be able to though, because I think it's not posted yet. So we'll see. But we will be able to get one group. All right, so standings. There we go. So no beaches, clean of the lead, of course. Cleanly in the lead, 10 points, sitting in first place. Only wins. Odin's Legion second place right now, where they were expecting themselves to be, having lost only one match and sitting at 6 points. And yeah, buddy, 5 points. Twice the series are not as Pond Guard, also 5 points, all in second or third place basically right now, which is nuts, absolutely nuts. We remember though that Waisu Sirius have already gotten or received their 2 points from Apes, so that's kind of why they're also a little bit higher. Same for No Beaches, so they have already got those points. But well, whatever. It's still really close. It's gonna look good in the next 3 rounds that we've got left. We'll see what happens. Any tiebreakers at the end of the season, by the way, means that those teams will be playing best of 3s on Reginopolis with a potential Grasslands field battle. So
That's gonna be interesting.
that will be cool. Yeah. So it will be really cool to see like tiebreakers for example, 5th place, because 5th place is the place where you are safe to stay in feudal division. So,
It's close. It's really close.
It's gonna be close. Yeah.
It's literally a single point
Yep.
between what, second and 6th.
Yeah. Second
And
and
Gegner
sixth.
have got a little bit of work to put in here,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
even from today, they started showing a bit of light, which is it's
Yep.
good.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
they do have quite a hill to climb over the next couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah,
Obviously,
for
they got
sure,
Yeah
for sure.
Buddy,
Yeah.
they got Pongard, and then they got Weiser Series.
Yep.
So they have got quite a few quite solid games to go against. But
Yeah,
obviously, we didn't see any Yeah Buddy today, so
Yeah, so yeah,
we
but
can't really say what
on
they've
a
been
break
like.
this week. I hope they use the time really well because they were struggling a little bit against No Beaches for sure. We'll be seeing them back in 2 weeks against Endgegner. That on paper is a easy game for them to ease into it, but then they will be facing Pongard. That's going to be a big match for them. So yeah,
And it's like,
Yep.
yeah, exactly. And it's like I said, like there are a few little upsets today and whatnot. So anything can literally happen.
Yep.
I think definitely the Weiser Series Argonauts one. I think Argonauts was really like favoured to win that one, but Weiser Series pulled out the bag there.
Yeah.
The No Beaches Pongard. Pongard had some amazing attacks and some very solid ones, and I definitely think it put No Beaches on their back toes a little bit. And even Endgegner Odins as well. I think Endgegner really started showing up a little bit. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And for Endgame, I'm just hoping that they manage to get some points because they're the only team right now sitting at the bottom for real, and they have to play Yeah Buddy, Pongard, which are two opponents that they are not supposed to beat on paper right now, and then Weiser Series, which is their main contender for like staying in Fuel Division, but they need to get points against Yeah Buddy and Pongard before their final match against Weiser Series if they want to have a shot at staying in Fuel Division.
Yeah, and that also depends on what other games, like how their scores go as well. So yeah, they're definitely like on the back foot right now, but today they saw a little bit of light, so
Exactly.
you never know what can happen with that. And then with Pongard, Argonauts, Weiser Sirius, Yeah Buddy, and Odins, they're so close that all it takes is one kind of mess up on a day, and you can go from being second to sixth very quickly. So, and I think we've even seen today, like anything can happen because you could spend all week scrimming, getting your tactics together and whatnot, and then it comes to the picks and bans like an hour before, and it can completely mess up your strategy. And I think we saw that today. The new Cav Red Flamers going on, and it completely changed the meta like an hour before you had to start a match. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely very different. And looking at the other games that will be happening, I think Odin's Legion's got the most interesting series of matches coming up. They got Argonautas in round 5.
That's gonna be big.
That's gonna be a really big one. Then they got Yeah Buddy in round 6, which might be even bigger because if Odin's either they win or lose against Argonautas, it means that if they win, they probably will be fighting Yeah Buddy for second place, most likely, as well as other teams perhaps. But then if they lose against Argonautas, then suddenly they might be fighting Yeah Buddy for to stay out of that 6th position. Who knows? So
or over one game.
Yeah, imagine. Exactly. Just like one game might swing it from second place to 6th place, and then last round is Odin's Legion versus Pongard, and that's going to be another banger. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting because Argonauts, Odin Legion, and Pongard, like everyone expects big things out of all these now. It's like they're up and coming, they're doing very well. Like Pines put together Pongard really well again, and they're starting to show some surprises and a lot of potential. Argonauts, there's more and more praise from happening each week because they are a very good team that are getting better and better. Yeah, they had a bit of an upset today, but I don't think it's going to be them on the decline. And then Odin's Legion as well. Bloody hell, I can't talk. They're on the rise as well. They're doing really well. They've got some really badass players going on about them. So having them three kind of fight out over the next couple of weeks is going to be really interesting to watch. I think Odin's Legion and then Argonauts is going to be that's going to be a really good one.
Yep, absolutely right. Yeah, and then quickly going to Rustic Division as well, just so you guys are kind of up to date. Group A looks like it's pretty much finished for that one. No Scrums free win, continuing to freely win their games without scrimming. Landfair actually picking up another win today as well, so they will be sitting at 2 wins. They have one match yet to play, so they will most likely end up in second place unless they lose their match against Malakas. Golems Live takes the win against Primes. That's the only way for Group A to have a tiebreaker match for the second place, but looks like No Scrums free win, and Landfair will be going to the playoff matches. And then in Group B, I'm not sure what happened between Nice Try and Body Odor right now, so depending on which of those team has won, it might still be a really close fight for second place. Because as you can see right now, it's 4 points, 3 points, 3 points for second, third, and fourth. So Group B could still be really exciting for who gets to go out of the group together with TBD, the NA team that's doing really well in Group B right now. So that's that for the challenge, or for the Rustic division. All right, Egos, anything from you before we close out the stream?
I don't know. I've had a really good time. It's been good fun today. Some upsets, some decent plays, some wow moments. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Absolutely. Nothing else to add to it. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. I think we did a pretty good job today on streaming and casting the matches. I liked it. I had a lot of fun. So hope to see you again in 2 weeks. And remember, it's on a break next week, unfortunately. Ramadan this time. So then we got all the holidays and Easters and stuff out of the way. So we'll be able to close out the season in 3, finally, like 3 extremely close rounds. It's going to be fun.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. All right, have fun. See you all, guys. Enjoy the ranked matches today, and we'll see.